Hey everyone, I'm the founder of FlashIntel. My name is Yi, and my topic today is about GTM Singularity. So GTM standing for go-to-market. So I don't know how many of you guys are in the B2B sales space, but so when I started with my company, I found that go-to-market in like B2B was very cluttered. So we saw a lot of frictions. We saw so many different softwares in different categories. Sales intelligence, sales engagement, all kind of sales tools, over 15 sales tools. And it was pretty hard for a new software company to scale their sales motion because of so many tools and so complicated processes. And I saw the biggest problem with all these tools was that they were all made like over 10 years ago, before the AGI, before the LM era. So I saw like we cannot use these tools to build a new modern software company because all the growth were very linear when you use all these tools. And foundationally, everything was manual. All the processes was pretty manual. So that's why I started FlashIntel. So basically, I think if we look into the future of a modern software sales organization, the way to scale the business, to scale the sales force, should be by scaling the intelligence instead of scaling the headcount, so that we can get up the revenue per capita of each of the sales reps. So that's the rationale behind of it. And the premise of an autonomous GTM AI agent is not only using some like GTM, using some OpenAI API to build some Copilot, but really building some autonomous GTM agents which can think, plan, and act. And FlashIntel is basically my fourth company. So I've been spending the past 16 years founding different companies. My first company is a public company, second one became a unicorn, and third one got acquired. And when I started FlashIntel, I thought that we shouldn't just start another tech company which is only run by engineering teams. I thought there should be something like where we also run a research team. So the goal of FlashIntel was kind of running the company as an applied research lab, where we also have research teams to look into the architecture of the new models, trying to optimize the foundational technologies. And the way we run FlashIntel, it's more like an AI research lab, where we build everything based on these 4 layers. So the first one, the memory architecture, and the second one, planning module. The third one, all the toolkits, where we build the different like tools the agent should call. And then on top of that, the learning loops, where we run like all the reinforcement learning and all the different technologies, machine learning, AI on top of it. And the way we build the product is, I believe it's not enough anymore to just build another software product where we add a lot of features, but we should focus on something that can resemble human agency, basically. So we are trying to build an AI workforce instead of just several software features to generate pipelines. So we think like building fully autonomous AI agents which can resemble human agency, which can like generate pipelines on autopilot. It's very critical. So that's why we build different products at FlashIntel, where we like fully automate the different processes in the sales cycle, where we generate the pipeline, where we like try to like fix like top of the funnel problems, where we also try to close deals and also handle all the customer conversations. And the key difference between agentic AI versus traditional software is, in my opinion, really thinking it as a workforce instead of a software. So you should, as a customers expect from AI agents outcome instead of getting their teams trained, implement the software, implement the solution, and then try to get some results out of it. So I think like the future of AI agents should be really outcome-based, really focusing on the outcomes and getting the AI agents, getting the software to execute the workflow and trying to deliver the outcomes. And versus comparing to traditional tools, if we think about the traditional software in the GTM space, we see a lot of tools in different spaces. So conversation analytics, sequence management, or CRM data management. So there are different tools. And if you think about the process of average salespeople, they still need over 10 tools, which is the status quo. But in the future, I think running one or two or multiple AI agents autonomously, it's going to fix your scaling issues. So as I said before, we are running FlashIntel as an applied AI research lab. And we think building an engineering team is not enough. So that's why we are trying to make some changes, to make some innovations in the architecture, foundational technologies. And we are also, our research team also studies papers, they also publish papers. And we think to build the next generational agentic AI, vertical AI agents for sales and customer experience, it's about going from a linear pipeline generation to cognitive loops. So the software should be able to think, it should be able to act, it should be able to plan over a long horizon. It should also be able to recursively improve itself. So meaning that based on historical data, it should run reinforcement learning so that it can improve by its own. And to come back to the topic of my speech today, so GTM Singularity, why do I think GTM Singularity is now? Because if we think about the adoption of AI agents, basically, the speed, the pace of the adoption is pretty much dependent on the loss function in different domains or areas. And if we look into coding, the loss function in coding is the lowest right now. That's why we see a lot of wipe coding products. But with the pace of improvement of all the foundational technologies, we think the loss function is also going to decrease significantly in go-to-market. So sales, customer experience use cases, support. And I think it's not an incremental improvement. It's going to be, once we reach the inflection point, it's going to be kind of an exponential adoption of all these vertical AI agents. And I do have two photos here, which is from the Fifth Avenue in New York, 1900 and 1913. So before the Industrial Revolution, basically, you see everyone was riding horses. And once Henry Ford introduced cars in the US, just within 13 years on the Fifth Avenue, right, you guys can see everything was replaced by cars. So the pace of the adoption can be even faster in the AGI era. So that's why I think it's not an incremental change, it's not an incremental upgrade. It's once we reach the inflection point, the singularity, where the loss function is low enough, it's going to be an exponential adoption. So, and I think agents, vertical AI agents, is going to eat revenue teams in the future, because I have a strong conviction that companies in the future, modern companies in the future, are going to scale their revenue not by adding more headcounts, but by adding more CapEx. CapEx in the form of adding new GPUs and compute to train their own models to add more AI capabilities. FlashIntel, as I said, we run as an applied AI research lab, but we also have our customers, and we run our AI agents in different areas, specifically in sales and customer experience, customer support. And the results we see is once our customers start to adopt agents, agentic software like ours, we don't see just the incremental improvement, but we see 10x or 30x improvement over their existing results, over their existing outcomes running purely based on human reps and purely with manual workflows. Because manual workflow is not going to scale in the future. And it's critical to scale the intelligence instead of the headcount in the future. So at the end, so as I'm the founder of FlashIntel, but I also run the research and engineering team. So what we are currently working on, it's like all the topics here where we try to train our own multimodality LLM end-to-end to reduce the latency and the cost of voice conversations. So we're trying to train like the foundation, we're trying to train and optimize the foundational technology in order to reduce the latency and the cost. Because at least for now, like all the big LLMs, they are mostly focused on text. They are not focused on voice and other modalities. Or maybe text and image. But I think voice is an area where the LLMs currently still, like the LLMs from the big player are still lack. They are not really training like end-to-end voice models, which are at a low cost, at the same time, like very smart to use, and also low latency. And the second thing we do is we still do a lot of research into reinforcement learning and also alignment, human alignment. But also like to build a vertical AI agent which can be used in enterprise use cases. I heard also from other speech at this conference, it's very important that you control the hallucination. So the human alignment, how you reduce the hallucination, improve the accuracy, not only through like better models, but also like through some technologies, some new architectures, RAG, like MCP and so on, grounding with customer data. Yeah. And the last thing is, I think ultimately, like the future of go-to-market in modern organizations should be ran by a lot of agents, a lot of super agents, which goes out, prospects all the list for you, and tries to do reverse engineering why these prospects fit to your customer profile, and then tries to produce very personalized messaging, right? Emails, phone, and also like calling script, and goes out to do all the outreach, but also follow-ups in order to generate the pipeline, in order to generate the deals, to close the deals. So I think like ultimately like building the GTM super agent, which works across multiple tasks, multiple like processes, workflows, it's very important. And that's why like that's also our big project where we're trying to build the next generational autonomous AI agent to run all these GTM tasks and to make everything on the one hood.